Hello everyone, welcome to Little Rapids. It is Thursday, June 27th, 2024. I'm off from work. It's time for a garden tour. So, hope everyone's doing well. I tried to make this video a couple times, but with the kids, but that didn't work out too well. So, off from work today, so I figured take you along. It's been very hot. And the grass is dead in a lot of places, but everything is very much alive here in the garden. I'll do a quick pan. Did want to take a minute and shout out to some new subscribers. As of up to recently, all my subscribers have been people I know, but there have been people that friends that I don't know that have been commenting, which I very much appreciate, and just good to know that these videos are reaching other people. So I am here in southeastern Pennsylvania, and this is my little garden. Thank goodness for the drip irrigation. Because things would have died, especially these past 2 weeks. Like I said, it's just been super hot, but with the drip system, at least, like, I had it going 2 times a day until we get through this. Now go back to once a day. All right, so let's start out with peppers. My peppers are doing very well. So the goal this year was to be overwhelmed with peppers, and but focus more on sweet peppers rather than hot peppers. Nothing, if you garden, you might understand this, like in the middle of the pepper season, and my wife goes out and buys peppers because I don't have any sweet peppers to feed the family with. So we are going to change that this year. At least that's the goal. So I won't go through every single plant, but we will zoom in a little bit. And as you can see, this is a shishito. Peppers are doing very well. This garden salsa. Forgive the camera work here, but this garden salsa plant has a lot of peppers on there, and they're big and they're pretty spicy. So that is a pepper I would recommend early. And then, as you can see, my cayenne started to turn red. So again, not in July yet, so I'm very happy with that. Jalapenos over here. This plant is just taken off. Let's see if you can see them all. This is the Goliath jalapeno, and it's doing so much. Like right behind it, this is a Craig's Grande, and it's just, I don't know, there's no comparison between the two. So we'll keep an eye on that. This plant is getting huge, but there's nothing on it yet. This is the Corno del Toro. So still early yet for peppers, of course, but definitely some early wins. This more of bell pepper. It's doing well. So the other early pepper variety that I am starting this year that I really like is a striped. This candy cane pepper, and you can see with the leaves, they're multicolored, and just a cool looking sweet pepper. They're doing pretty well. All right, strawberries. So I have about half everbearing and half June bearing varieties. And then last month we definitely got a lot of strawberries. This is year 2 for them. So we'll keep an eye on them for any everbearing. Hopefully we'll get some throughout the season, which would be cool. All right. So the trellis area is, so there's some wins and some not so wins. So the goal here was to plant 4 sun golds on all 4 corners, so it engulfs the trellis. Well, 3 out of 4 is they're doing well. So as you can see, the sun golds on the vine, which is a rare sight because usually Tyler comes down and gets them, but since they're at school, they're still there. So we've been snacking on sun golds for a little over a week now, I guess, maybe a little bit longer. So that is awesome. Highly recommend if you plant 1 cherry tomato, plant a sun gold. The one that the back corner here that I planted is not, I'm going to say, a sun gold. These tomatoes are, I mean, the plant's doing pretty well, but it's not sun gold. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I'm sure that was my fault, but these things happen. All right. So down here, if you remember, we started with onions. So we still have the onions. They're still growing in this row. And then we put peppers every foot over here. And then on this side, we had peppers in the front and then cucumbers in the back, which are going to hopefully go in this trellis or this cattle panel. So onions are doing well. I haven't pulled any of them yet. I'm going to just wait until they start kind of turning brown, but they are growing, which is pretty cool. If you can see, there you go. And they are coexisting with the pepper plants just fine. They don't seem to really bother each other for the most part. I need to get some stakes in here because some of these pepper plants are just falling over and are getting so big. And then let's check this out together. So this is the one, I've never actually grown celery. I've started it a bunch of times because this is one, if you start from seed, that they tell you to start like at the beginning of February. It takes so long. And they usually die along the process. This one, however, survived. So I put it here, and it is, I think, doing well. So I am going to have to get some wings and some blue cheese, and I'll cut that celery down and snack on it. So looking forward to that. All right, so if you remember in here, I had radishes and beets. I'm in the process of pulling all that out. Just have not had success. So what I think I might do in here is do a little square foot gardening in this bed. Try some carrots. And I don't know, what else? What do you think? Comment below what you would want me to see me grow in here. Okay. Cucumbers. So cucumbers are growing. I have to train them a little bit just because the sun is over here and the cattle panel that I want them to grow up is on the wrong side. So they are starting to get it, but I had to kind of peel them away from some of these pepper plants that they're growing attached to. Okay, again, pepper plants over here. They're doing great. As long as the cucumbers kind of stay away. Here's what is this? Joe Parker. These peppers are getting pretty big. I haven't seen any cucumbers yet, but our flowers are starting. All right, where do you want to go? So asparagus is done. I'm just letting it grow and ignore it for now. Horseradish, which is down here. Big leafy plant or leaves. So I believe you have to wait until like September to harvest the horseradish. So we're gonna learn that together this year. And then this, I mean, let me, if we can zoom out anymore, but in this bed I have 3 things. I have sage that overwintered, this bronze fennel that is just massive that overwintered, and I did plant an eggplant in here. So let's see, the eggplant is barely hanging on. There is a flower, but this I pulled some of it out already, but it just keeps growing and growing. It's very if you love the smell of fennel, it's very fragrant, so recommend it if that is your thing. All right, so this is the false start Sun Gold, that if you're really following along, this is one of the first tomato plants we started down in the basement. I put it in a grow bag, and it is, as you can see, it's got tomatoes. So all good there. All right, so let's take a look at this row. This row consists of potatoes. Tyler and I planted all these. We planted potatoes in the grow bags, and also different like viney stuff like squash and zucchini, pumpkins, things like that. So I wanted to find a home for them. I ran a drip line across, and this cattle panel for things to grow. And as you can see, whatever this is, it's doing very well. Let's see if we can take a peek. Oh, all right, this is Grandpop's Gagoots. Grandpop has, my grandfather has these, I guess they're pumpkins, but they're very long. And that's what he gave me some seeds, and that's what that is, I believe. So that's cool. Good to see. Grandpop, if you're watching, your Gagoots plant is beating them all. All right. So first year growing potatoes, never grew them before. So excited to kind of see how they turn out. Did them in these 10-gallon grow bags. I have more grow bags. But it's a process. It's a process kind of because I make my own soil, and I have the mixer help with that. But it still takes a lot of time and material to get that going. So didn't want to do too much this year. All right, and so things are looking pretty good over here. I never thin these out. I just kind of whatever was planted in there. Like if there were 5 seeds and they all came up, I didn't thin them out. So we'll see. Everything has a shot. All right. Now let's go down here. So over here we have on the end, let's see how our signs are doing. Put these signs up. They seem to be holding up pretty well. But these are Sun Sugars. If you know anything about Sun Gold, Sun Sugars, it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a brother-sister situation. I wanted to see which ones we like better, so I wanted to keep them separate. As you can see, definitely, I'm gonna eat this one. Really good tomatoes. All right, so this is paste tomatoes. They're doing all right. They're a little stressed. Make sure these water lines are in the right places. But they are definitely, I mean, it's been so hot that stress is, I guess, assumed. But as you can see, there are plenty of green tomatoes. These guys on there. So just a matter of waiting. In other news, I am going to revive my sourdough. I did dehydrate some sourdough starter. I'm going to rehydrate because the goal this year is to have a tomato sandwich on sourdough bread, or BLT, or fresh sourdough bread. So I'll keep you posted on that. Michelle's grapes, they are, I mean, everything's growing. The problem is the grapes, they don't get big, they just stay small. And I think that means we have to prune them, and we just haven't yet. So this might be a next year thing, but we'll see what happens. All right, Beefsteak Alley. So the goal up here was to just grow beefsteaks, and well, let's take a look. So as you can see, the plants I trimmed the other day, I tried to get anything that was kind of low to the ground. These cables are doing very well. The plants are probably about 4 to 5 feet tall already, so that is extremely exciting. As you can see, these plants are just loaded, and there's some that are starting to turn. Now we are dealing with some pest situations. I'll show you what I mean. This one was ripe the other day. I didn't pull it off because I was trying to shoot a video, and it looks like something ate that. I don't know what it was yet, but we'll definitely keep an eye on that situation. All right. What else? Our tomatillo plant. That is, I mean, there's a ton of flowers on it. So it's kind of creeping over on this one. So I just got more of those tomato clips, these plastic clips. They are great to have. All right, so that's Beefsteak Alley. Let's do a quick little rundown. I got to pull some, definitely have to harvest some tomatoes, definitely some peppers. Now this guy, I could have sworn he was going to have the ripe tomatoes first, because this was the mystery tomato that I put out here super early just to see if it would survive, and it did. And there are a bunch of tomatoes on it. Nothing ripe yet, but they're starting to get there. So how are your plants doing? You have tomatoes, peppers, or anything else? Curious to see how you are all doing. What I'm going to try to do is take a quick video up top at Second Chance Garden, which is now the Pepper Patch, and also the Veggie Pod, just kind of give you that all exclusive tour, and I'm going to try to combine them onto this video. which I have not been able to do yet. So we'll see how that goes. But next steps is, like I said, get the sourdough going again and just plan what to do with all these tomatoes and peppers. I'm definitely going to pick a bunch of shishitos and fry them up probably for dinner tonight. I've been picking some jalapenos. The cayennes we're going to dry for powder, because Michelle uses that. So do that over here. I still have plants that I haven't gotten out yet, and I don't know how they're still alive. But I kind of just I owe it to them to put them somewhere. So, anyways, that is all. So, like I said, I hope everyone's doing well. I will try to get these other spots in the garden. Well, if I did it right, we will be jumping over there now.